No, I can't do this anymore. I can't. It's too long. Quit telling your stupid story about the stupid desert and just die already. Die!
You mean you don't like the movie?
I hate it! I'm going to hell!
Hello and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinnie.
My name's Matt.
How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear a mechanical sound in the background?
Yeah, like a whirring or a chirping?
Like a whirring, like a camera shuttering. Ooh, ooh. There's actually a concrete truck outside of my building, and there must be laying concrete right now.
Oh.
So apologies for the ambient noise.
Yeah, it happens. You know, we schedule a recording and things just come up. Was that a Curb reference you had in there? The camera whirring?
Yes, it was. Go ahead. Go with it.
Hey, speaking of Curb, and everyone, we're going to be talking about Curb probably a lot at the start of each episode in the next couple of weeks. But
can you blame us?
There was a new Curb Season 9 trailer. I did not watch it. I wanted to see if you watched it, though.
So I was going to hold out and not watch it. I wanted to go in fresh, like Frank. But I follow Curb Your Larry David on Instagram, and you know when they show those videos and the sound's muted, and it was the Season 9 trailer, and somebody caught my eye that I just had to scroll back up and watch it. So I did cave in and watch the trailer.
Well, I'm shocked because usually throughout our friendship, whenever like a new Hollywood movie is coming out, I'm always the one to somehow spoil myself.
Yeah.
But
Ooh, can we isolate that clip and put it somewhere?
I said spoil, not soil. But yeah, I'm just surprised I've avoided any spoilers really. But great. Well, I just wanted to hear your overall thoughts. It looks like a good season.
I think it's gonna be a great season, and it's just Curb seems to get more polished with each season. It looks better, you know, with the high def and the 16:9, and I think it has its formula now. Larry's gonna piss off people and what, you know, but he's got more of that I don't give a shit quality to him as the season progresses. But you love it, you know, with the that teaser trailer with him seeing the bat signal and going, that's kind of what we see from Larry going forward. But I think one of the reasons I really wanted to watch the trailer is because I caught that new Origins podcast, chronicling the origins of Curb, and I zipped through the podcast. I think it was 5 episodes in 2 days, and it got me so jazzed for October 1st. Like, I cannot wait for the premiere. Yeah.
So for any listeners that missed our new segment a couple of weeks ago, James Andrew Miller, who's a journalist and author, put together 5, I guess, like different interviews with the cast, right?
Well, it's a 5-part series, and he's interviewed various members of cast and crew, and they're kind of interspersed throughout the episode. So he visits with each person, you know, throughout the series. So it's not just like all Larry in episode 1. It's the directors, it's the actors, you know, various people.
Right. I have only listened to like the first 5 minutes. I didn't have the time this weekend.
What do you do with yourself all day?
Well, I hope to get caught up soon. But once again, your overall thoughts, it was definitely worth checking out.
It was excellent. If you're a Curb fan, a Larry David fan, or just, I mean, they do talk about some Seinfeld stuff, but it's definitely worth listening to. And I had a couple thoughts while listening to it. Oh, this is how they do a podcast, because the way he interviews and the questions he's asking his interviewees, it's so well done. And I guess because the subject matter is, you know, what we love, but I found it so interesting. And to, you know, there's not a lot of behind the scenes stuff with Curb. So to hear all these actors discussing, you know, how they got the role, their relationship with each other, and then just going forward with the series, I was enthralled. But I'm like, man, we should be taking notes on from this guy. I will say, though, the best part that I found with this listen was the story of how J.B. Smoove got his role as Leon. I don't want to give anything away, but it made me. I've always loved Leon as a character, and we saw J.B. Smoove, loved him, but this guy's awesome. He's such a quality guy, and his story is very heartwarming.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll include links for the trailer, for the podcast in the show notes. One other bit of news here that's sort of Seinfeld related. Veep is ending next year with its 7th season. This was just announced a few days ago. I think this relates to Seinfeld, with Julia and
Of
David
course.
Mendel.
We bring up Veep news when it's in the news. Mm-hmm. Kevin Dunn.
But I gotta say, after watching season 6, it feels like the perfect time, I think. Everything feels like it's sort of coming full circle in a sense on the show. I think it's about time to wrap it up. End on that high note.
True. I agree with the high note. I'm just kind of sad to, know that one of our Seinfeld principals will be going off the air. I assume she'll be coming back with something even better, but I liked knowing that there was a new season with Julia coming out on a regular basis.
Right, of course. So yeah, and quite possibly the final season of Curb. I don't know if that got brought up during the podcast.
It was mentioned in just his way that he goes about it with, if I feel like doing another one, we'll do another one. But if I don't, I won't do one. He was kind of that mentality.
So it's not like they're killing him off in the last episode.
Oh, no, he's dead.
Well, speaking of, why don't you just die? Vinny, what episode are we discussing this week?
Oh, nice segue. We are discussing the 17th episode of Season 8, The English Patient, written by Stephen Corrin, directed by Andy Ackerman, and originally aired March 13th, 1997.
Have you seen The English Patient?
I haven't, so I can't tell you whether it sucked or it was really good. So, no, I haven't.
Like, you're familiar with it, right? It didn't have quite the impact, I think, of the, some Best Picture wins like Titanic or, Forrest Gump.
I remember when The English Patient was out, and I remember all the buzz, and I can vividly remember the poster, plus we see it in the episode today, but I just never saw it. I guess I was young, and it wasn't my cup of tea. So I know what it's about, but I have not seen it.
Well, I love...
You, on the other hand.
Me? I love my, Oscar movies. I care about them less as I get older, but, I never saw The English Patient either until last night. I watched it, and it was nice because movie experiences are totally different when you're relaxed at home, spread out on the couch, versus being, stuck in the movie theater. That is, if you don't enjoy the movie. But, I feel like my thoughts lie somewhere between Blaine and Elaine. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good movie. I really like the director and some of his other work, but I wasn't gaga about it, in any way. Okay. So,
right. How was the sex in the tub? Does it work?
It's funny. There's a tub scene, but I don't think they have sex in the tub. It's just, it's about these two characters that have this affair. So there's sex going on, but the tub scene itself is just two people in a tub. Okay.
And any frontal nudity?
Yeah, lots of frontal nudity.
Sidle?
Sidle as well. Some people, they twirl.
Here's something I just found out. The English Patient wasn't really English.
That's true. He's Hungarian.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, pretty interesting movie, I thought. And, even though we weren't really aware of how most people felt about The English Patient at the time, I think we can all relate to that movie. Usually gets Oscar buzz, comes out every year, that everyone raves about. You gotta see this movie. And you wind up going and you're like, it was all right. Or you might even hate it. I mean, for me, that was definitely La La Land. That movie just, I never...
You didn't like La La Land?
I mean, the production is incredible, right? And,
okay.
Most of these movies, the technical aspect is stellar, but, as a whole, I thought that movie was, just so overrated.
Really? I hadn't seen it.
Oh, what about you? Because I know whenever we compare movie notes, I might suggest something to you, you hate it, or you'll say, Matt, this is one of my favorite movies, and I'll start making fun of you for it. So.
Yeah, the latter tends to happen much more than the former. I can't think of a movie that you've recommended that I was like, ugh, stinker. Or I know our pattern tends to be that you recommend movies to me and I never get around to watching them. So that's usually how things go. So
right. I don't want to out you, but
go ahead,
I remember you weren't a huge fan of the recent Mad Max movie, and that took me by surprise.
Yeah, I went to go see it with a buddy, and when we left the theater, we're like, they're just driving the whole movie. They're just driving an explosion, which is fine, but there was no story. So I went in like with the hype, and I was like, this is awesome. It's so like beautifully done, and the explosions, but too many explosions for my tastes. There you go. Thank you for reminding me of that, because I didn't forget that I'm not a huge Mad Max fan.
Now, I guess the more interesting question is, do you have a sack lunch movie? You know, that real bottom of the barrel movie that you're almost embarrassed to mention, or, you know, a guilty pleasure of sorts?
Yeah, like, I'm not embarrassed, but I love this movie, and I think most people will scoff when I say it. And I made you watch it, actually, and we had a great memory as a result, is Chris Farley's last movie that he did before he passed away, Almost Heroes, with starring Matthew Perry and Eugene Levy. And they're like Lois and Clark types, and they're going out west.
Lewis and Clark, yeah.
What'd I say, Lois?
I was thinking of Lois Lane, yeah. Sorry.
No. But I love that movie. I had it on VHS and DVD, and I found it to be so quotable. I watched it with my nephew, and you always were just like, this is dirt.
But it was a great experience watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, you got one?
Well, you know, I was thinking about it before we recorded, and I have them. I just don't know if most of our listeners are familiar with them. They're typically like spoof movies from like the 80s and 90s, and not your solid spoof movies like Naked Gun or Airplane.
Loaded Weapon.
Even that I'd say is pretty good. These are movies like Repossessed with Linda Blair, and Jimmy's in it.
I remember we talked about that. Yeah.
And Silence of the Hams. Like, I just love the spoof genre, like pre-1997, 98. But I guess those are my guilty pleasures, just stupid spoof movies and whatnot. Let's talk a little inspiration for this week, Vinny. Steve Corin, who we, of course, know from the Susan Ross Scholarship, didn't have an Elaine story figured out. He had, his Jerry, George, and Kramer, but he was having trouble with Elaine, and he actually credits Peter Melman for the inspiration. I have some quotes here that are taken from a Vanity Fair interview, which I'll include in our show notes. It's a great read. But here we go from Steven. Something we had always talked about was how you can be dating a person, and if you tell them about a favorite movie of yours and they haven't seen it or they don't like it, it can be a big deal. It can really stick in your mind. And then I think at the time The English Patient was out, and that was sort of a dividing line. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I remember being forced, my girlfriend sort of telling me we had to go. And I just remember saying, I have to go, Sit down, and you're going to have this experience whether you like it or not.
You must go. Didn't we discuss a couple weeks ago that Peter Melman also helped another writer with a storyline?
Oh, I think it was he gave David Mendel he gave the comeback storyline to Greg Cavett and
Andy Robin.
Mm-hmm.
So Peter Melman's like the utility guy on Seinfeld. You need a quick story, bam, Peter Melman's your guy.
It seems like it, yeah. He's got these ideas that haven't really, solidified into, official storylines, but
it's very Larry David-esque. He probably has that notebook that he carries around with him. Although I think he said it did on his phone now versus Larry, who used the book.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's an interesting point. How Peter's sort of your go-to guy with these very relatable storylines, because, as we discussed earlier, everyone can relate to this. The movie everyone loves. Mm-hmm. And, what Stephen was talking about there with his girlfriend, I remember when I met Liz, my wife, I always hear Sacha Baron Cohen in my head. It's so irritating. When I first met her, she had never seen the Star Wars movies. And I was like, oh my God, first thing we got to do. And yeah. I don't know why she stuck with me. I was so obsessed with her watching them and
liking them. Not just watching, but liking.
And liking them. And you know the feeling when you're sitting with your girlfriend or your boyfriend and you really want them to watch a movie and you look over and they're on their phone and you're like...
Every day, Matt. Every day.
Look at the TV.
House. Yep. I gave up on that a long time ago of wanting to have my significant other like all the shows I like, because it's not going to happen.
Well, how does she feel about Seinfeld?
She likes it. She's not, she'll always say, I'm a friend's girl, which is fine. I'll watch Friends with her.
House divided. Cannot stand. Well, that's a shame. Well, not much trivia to discuss, but, in general, this episode feels sort of similar to The Raincoats with Schindler's List plot surrounding a popular actual movie.
Is this the only Seinfeld episode title that has a movie as the title?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Well, it's the only one that is literally a movie title, but, other titles might.
The Bubble Boy is a movie. It's not named after Bubble Boy.
Oh, The Boy in the Bubble with John Travolta? Or
No, there's a Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
Oh,
right?
yeah, the remake. Or I don't know if it's a remake. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. But interesting to note if there is a connection between, this episode and The Raincoats with Schindler's List. Both movies star Ralph Fiennes. So, anywho, Vinny, let's get started with this week's episode. First scene, we're on the subway during the cold open. I gotta say, right out the gate, not starting strong. I don't like this opening. I like Jerry's point about the Raisinets. Eating another box of Raisinets. That's perverse, but this whole scene feels like it should have been Kramer and Newman. Sitting on a park bench, talking about the Bermuda Triangle and whatnot.
Lousy Krauts.
How do you feel about this?
I had the same feeling until I picked up on one key detail that made it work for me. Jerry makes the comment that the Milk Duds are playing the banjo.
No, he's wailing on that banjo.
Exactly. Now, if you fast forward to the scene when Elaine and Peterman are in the movie theater, what candy is she eating?
Yeah, I think they're Raisinets.
Just go with me. Say Milk Duds.
They're Milk Duds.
Boom. Well, they might be Raisinets, but I like that there's a connection between what they're discussing here in this cold open.
Oh, sure.
And she's eating either Milk Duds or Raisinets. So you know your candy better than me.
Oh, right.
But that kind of made it at least tolerable for me because there was a reference to a later scene.
Right on. I think we're all familiar with the "Let's all go to the." I want to sing it. It's hard. Let's all go to the lobby. That little jingle and the animation, but I was on YouTube for all of 10 minutes looking for this animation where there's a Milk Dud and a banjo, and I just couldn't find it.
I just have like a vague recollection of the various, like there were the California Raisins, that whole ad campaign.
Sure.
But, dancing boxes of candy. I remember this.
Like anthropomorphized singing.
Dried fruit.
Right. Anyways,
and again they're ragging on musicians. Get a real job.
Yeah, that was the line that made it feel like the Kramer Newman scene with the lousy Krauts. It just felt like out of nowhere, not that funny. But
yeah. Well, George also doesn't like musicians with their complicated shoes.
Oh, that's right. Good point.
So,
all right, next scene, we're at Monk's, and George is at the counter, not sure what to order, and he tells the waitress to surprise him. And while he waits, a woman approaches and confuses him for her boyfriend, Neil. George is just left speechless. This beautiful woman's boyfriend looks just like me. But how? And at this point, the waitress drops something off for George. What is it?
Here's your halibut omelet. Surprised.
Love that trivia question, by the way. Halibut omelet. Yeah. That's a good one.
I got a trivia question for you. What other occasion is halibut mentioned in the series?
That's a great question. I'm thinking of Fax Me Some Halibut.
Nailed it.
I love this setup for George's character with him being like, oh my God, like,
yeah,
how the hell did someone that looks like me, land this woman?
So we have another appearance by Lauren Bolus, who is Julia Louis-Dreyfus's sister, as Monk's sassy waitress. And she's appeared in various Seinfeld episodes, as well as other projects that Julia has been in. And then we're introduced to this Danielle character, who's played by Chelsea Noble. And she was in Growing Pains. She was in Kirk, common denominator, Kirk Cameron. Why? Because she's married to the guy. She is married to Kirk Cameron, and they have 6 kids together.
Kirk Cameron, man. Interesting guy. I was reading on her wiki page. Apparently she has a lot of uncredited cameos in films starring, Kirk Cameron. She's uncredited as a kissing double. Did you read this?
I missed that.
Well, so Kirk refuses to kiss any woman who is not his wife.
Okay.
So for romantic scenes in his movies, the actress playing his love interest would be replaced by Chelsea, his wife.
Okay.
in like a similar costume and whatnot, and filmed from like a distance or behind.
I never knew that was a thing.
I go figure, right? But
Yeah.
I just wondered in this week's episode, because they were married at the time, if it were scripted for George to kiss Danielle, would she have
No, Kirk Cameron would have come in and wore a bald cap and acted as George's kissing.
Oh, there you go.
Nailed it. I really do like
That's my
Chelsea.
wife.
I really do like Chelsea Noble this week. She gives some great reactions to George. Like, we're going to see later when George is implying like he's going to ask for her number, and she's appearing very flattered. Mm-hmm. And then George turns the tables on her. She gives some great reactions this week, so I think she did a very good job.
Yeah. Well, Vinny, before we move on, I figured we could talk about the elusive Neil. We don't know what this guy looks like. We're not going to really see him until the end of the episode. But we got a great email from Rose Konecki, who a longtime listener. Loved getting this email. She says, the episode features a George doppelganger in the character of Neil. I realized that there were quite a lot of Bizarro versions of main characters over the years, even those beyond, the ones in Bizarro Jerry, particularly George doppelgangers. Curious if y'all had noticed this and if I'm missing anybody. So here's her list of George doppelgangers.
Wait, now she kind of like triggered something in me now, and like they're starting to flow out of me.
Oh, you want to answer?
Let me. I can't see what you're looking at, so let me. Can I play a little game here?
Absolutely.
So we have Neil, we have Gene, which you already discussed. There is the tourist who George wears his clothes. Is that one?
That is not one on her list, but
Would that work?
I'll consider it.
Consider it. Okay.
These clothes, the ones you're wearing.
Oh boy, I'm losing it.
I would say the ones that Rose provided are, I think, more obvious. Not more obvious, but
Fragile Frankie Merman is one, or he's the Summer George, or Winter. Okay, I give up. Just go on with her list.
You got Scott from The Label Maker.
Very good.
He looks just like me. You got Bob from The Pie, who's the I'll pay.
The chef.
Yeah, the chef. I think this is an interesting one. Michael Barth in the pilot, the actor.
Of course, he played the character.
Mm-hmm. And that's it, actually. But
those are excellent.
I will consider your suggestions as well.
Rose and I will tag team this one.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you.
But yeah, I thought that was a pretty interesting list, and I never really thought of that. Every season there's like a George doppelganger of sorts, pretty much. Anyways, let's cut over to Jerry's apartment. Jerry's packing for a trip to Florida when Kramer stops by with a box. Crazy Shirts was closing, so he got a dozen for $1. And which iconic T-shirt, Vinny, does Kramer give Jerry?
Number one dad. I never
medium.
I never picked up that the store he went to was Crazy Shirts. I always missed that.
Yeah,
that was a new one for me.
It is a good one. A couple of years ago, I bought my dad a number one dad shirt for Father's Day, and he seemed to get a kick out of it. I had to explain the reference and whatnot, and my dad is, as he gets older, he's shrinking, so it's not as tight as Morty's, but it still looks pretty good. But
when I was going through my Seinfeld, I still am, like, purchasing of merchandise phase, I did buy that shirt, but it was on like a Fruit of the Loom, generic shirt, so it didn't fit right, and it was really long, so I ended up Goodwilling it.
Yeah, it's a tricky, I think, shirt for people to imitate, because the font has to be just right.
Exactly.
You can Google number one dad shirts, and I think most of them just look a little off. They don't. They're not just like the one in the episode.
What would be even a better or deeper reference would be to get the world's greatest dad and get the correct font that Izzy Mandelbaum will have later on.
Well, more to come here. Before stepping out, Kramer gets Jerry to agree to let his cigar buddies drop off some Cubans at the Seinfeld's new condo. That's sort of what this whole trip is about. We know the Seinfelds, they were pushed out of the Pines of Mar Gables. Did they move into Del Boca yet? Or have they sort of been...
I think they're established now.
They're established, but remember they were living out of the
trailer.
The trailer for a while. I guess now
the condo was too much house.
They're back to the condo, a new condo here. So that's why Jerry's going down there. Mm-hmm. And he's going to get some cigars for Kramer. So Kramer steps out, George arrives and tells Jerry about his encounter at the coffee shop.
Hey, Jerry, figure this out. I'm in the coffee shop, and this beautiful girl I could never even talk to mistakes me for her boyfriend.
That's a nice 4 seconds.
I look just like him. Me. This is what her boyfriend looks like. How is that possible?
Maybe he has money.
Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he and I are exactly the same except for one minor yet crucial detail. You never know.
Sometimes you do.
Maybe it's some small thing I could change. Like a mustache or wearing a top hat or a monocle or a cane.
Who's she dating, Mr. Peanut?
You do a lot worse than Mr. Peanut, my friend.
Vinny, can you think of another Peanut reference on Seinfeld? Really reaching in these later episodes.
I know, right? It's tough. Head patting.
Yeah, I was thinking about the guy that's like, this guy's going off on the peanut.
Because what does he say is a legume? Legume. What?
Was the cashew? Or
Yeah. Oh, there's 2 nuts named after people, Hazel and Filbert.
oh boy. Well, I love George's idea of like, what could I change? Yeah, the top hat, the monocle, the cane.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider any of those items?
I used to be fascinated with canes when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were so cool. So I did have a cane. I never wore it out, but
Like
I had
at
a
home,
cane.
you'd like strut around.
Yeah, strutting his stuff.
Well, George will get that cane next season. So.
That's true. And we'll see him in a mustache in the premiere of next year's season.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I do like the mystery element of this storyline. For me, that just feels kind of like Twilight Zone-y. The idea of like a doppelganger out there.
Yeah.
That shouldn't exist. And is it a good idea for the two of them to meet? Is something bad going to happen? I don't know. I like that.
Yeah. Even more simplified has been, characters that we've heard of and not seen. They always tend to be more intriguing because they're never on camera. You got Cousin Jeffrey, Bob basically all Kramer's friends. Bob Sacamano,
Not Ramirez.
Not Ramirez. But yeah.
Cool. Let's get over to one of my favorite Seinfeld locations, the Paragon, Vinny.
Nah.
So, what do you want to see?
How about sack lunch?
How about The English Patient? It's up for all those Oscars.
Oh, come on, Blaine. I mean, look at the poster for sack lunch.
It's a family in a brown paper bag.
Don't you want to know how they got in there?
No.
Oh, sold out.
Oh, 2 for The English Patient.
So do you think they got shrunk down, or is it just a giant sack?
I know you love this scene.
Oh yeah, man. The sack lunch, I mentioned it at the top. One of my favorite Seinfeld movies. Actually, I think it might be my favorite.
Okay.
You're a Death Blow fan, right?
Yeah, I like the Death Blow.
Right on.
So a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
That poster of sack lunch is just awesome. They do a nice tight shot of it.
What is it
and
exactly? It's
you see this family coming out of a brown paper bag, and they look a little bit perplexed. And upon closer analysis of the bag, you'll see that it's producer Tim Kaiser. And we learned that that's his family with him. So he got a nice little insertion into a Seinfeld episode.
Yes. If anyone out there has the DVDs or just checks out some of the interviews on YouTube, you'll see Tim Kaiser pop up every once in a while. So yeah, that is a great prop. I would love between Rochelle and Sack Lunch. Those are the 2 posters I want hanging up.
Speaking of which, I purchased a Rochelle t-shirt recently, and I wore it out to a gig, and some guy locks eyes with me, and he points at my chest, and he goes, "A strange erotic journey from Milan to Minsk." And I was like, yeah. So it was a nice moment among Seinfeld fans.
Oh, nice. Is it the softball one with the red and the white, or?
No, it's from, I forget what the website's called, but I got a little Jerry Rooster shirt and then a Rochelle. It's like one on the Instagram ads that you see.
Oh, cool.
But I'll post a pic, or I'll send you a pic to post.
Nice.
Ooh. We're also introduced to Blaine here, who is played by actor Todd Jeffries. Blaine was featured in a Veep episode recently titled, and you can bleep this out, Gate.
Oh, yes.
He played a focus group member.
Directed by Brad Hall, Julia's husband.
There you go. He was also in an episode of Arrested Development as well as The Office. So some good stuff.
Nice. I love the name Blaine. It's very odd to go with Elaine this week.
I was going to wait until the later scene when Carol comes out of the theater and you will hear her go, Elaine, Blaine, which is very similar to Stan, Joanne.
Yes.
Or the much more subtle Elaine, this is Lorraine.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I like it too.
Well, the big mystery from this scene is, how did this family get into the poster for sack lunch?
Yes.
Did they get shrunk down, or is it a giant sack? Vinny, what is your thought?
Oh, I think it's a takeoff of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So I definitely think they got shrunk down. What do you got?
I don't know. I wonder if there's like a premise where this family somehow like winds up in a land of giants. So it is sort of the same premise. Instead of being shrunk down, they are the smallest ones.
Okay.
And they're in like a giant sack. And they have to sort of survive.
There was the...
Oh, boy.
It's fun to pontificate these things with you.
How do you feel about sack lunch? Is it one of your favorites?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a classic. Mm-hmm. Name fictional Seinfeld films. This one comes up.
And once again, if you go to the movie theater, every couple of months, you'll see a poster for a movie like this. And you're like, why did this get made? Looks horrible.
One thing also struck me about the scene. You mentioned Elaine, being curious about how the family got into that sack, And remember in the Bizarro Jerry when Elaine says she's been trying to leave, she's got to get out of this group, she's trying to leave. But that curiosity that she has, wondering why a family is in this sack, is so like ingrained in part of this Fab Four that we love.
Right.
That they're she's meant for this group,
Yes.
and this just solidifies it.
Absolutely. All right, let's get over to Monk's. George stops by the coffee shop and runs into Danielle. They're sort of flirty, and George is disappointed, that Neil got held up at work. He's not there. He wanted to see how similar they looked. But Danielle drops this bomb. Well, you don't look that much like him.
Bubble burst.
No, you're a little taller. You look like you're in better shape than Neil. Do you work out?
Bubble reinflating. Listen, I don't mean to seem forward, but is there any way I could possibly have Neil's phone number? And there's that look that she'll give where she knows it's coming. She knows George is going to ask her out or ask for her phone number, and she looks off, very flattered. And George, boom, twists her and asks for Neil's number.
Yeah, this is pretty much the George-Danielle relationship, right? Like, you think it's going somewhere, and George is like, all right, I want to wait for Neil. Thanks.
And George seems bewildered by learning that not only is he taller than Neil, but he's in better shape than him. She could have also said, you have more hair on your head, too, than him, All
right, let's cut over to the Paragon. The English patient lets out, and Elaine and Blaine have different thoughts on the movie.
What is everyone talking about? The English Patient, it's so romantic. God, that movie stunk.
I kind of liked it.
No, you didn't.
Elaine, did you just see The English Patient? Didn't you love it?
No.
How could you not love that movie?
How about it sucked?
That Ray Fiend, I would give up my firstborn for him.
He's getting the short end of that stick.
Oh, love that Elaine line. How about it sucked?
Yeah, I like how Elaine really, sticks to it, because it's tough when you're in a group that everyone loves something, and you're like, am I the only crazy one here?
You want to go along just to fit in.
Right.
Or at least not be, because we're going to learn that Elaine is going to be outcast from her group and work as a result of disliking this movie.
Sure.
We see the reappearance of Elaine's friends from the suburbs. We have Carol, Gail, and Lisa. We last saw them in The Soulmate when they were discussing having a baby.
Yes.
Didn't you love it?
And this is the last appearance of Carol, I believe.
Yeah,
which is
unfortunate.
Sad. She made her first appearance in The Boyfriend in season 3, and I think she's only had, like a handful of appearances, but I don't know. It's nice in these later seasons when they can still, have callbacks or, characters from the earlier days.
Exactly. Yep. Feel the same way. How did she pronounce the lead actor in The English Patient?
Oh, I think she said Ray Fiennes, I think.
Ray Fine. Rafe.
What's going on?
So how's things, Jerry? And then did you notice there's a subtle little callback to the boyfriend and the Hamptons, Adam, the cute snuggly baby?
Yeah.
When Carol says she'd give up her firstborn for him, and Elaine, under her breath, says, getting the short end of that stick. That, I think, is awesome.
And I'm going to correct you a little bit there. She said her firstborn, so it's not Adam.
Who is it?
I don't know if he had a name. It's the baby from the boyfriend, the one that looks like Lyndon Johnson.
Oh, that's right. Adam is the Hamptons baby.
Mm-hmm. But both babies are ugly. So
Okay. Thank you for setting me straight.
Did you notice any movie posters in the background? I know you like to, pick them out.
Who's got the time? What'd you find?
Well, all of them were obscured. It was kind of tough to make them out. Of course, you got The English Patient and Sack Lunch, but behind the doors, I could see Annette Bening on the American President movie poster, so that's still running for some reason.
That movie was playing in the background months ago.
Yeah, or season 7, right?
Yeah.
And it's sitting on Jerry's bookshelf.
Oh, geez.
It was tough to make out the title, but I think it was City Slickers, either 1 or 2. I'm not sure.
They're both great movies, so it doesn't matter.
But yeah, I couldn't make out the rest of the movies, which is a shame. And this got me wondering: is this the last time we go to the Paragon?
I sure hope not. You tend to be better with these movie callbacks, so I would defer to you on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it is. I can't think of another episode that goes to this theater.
What movie theater do they go to in the Puerto Rican Day?
I'm not sure, but it's just George, and I think it's like a New York marquee that they kind of put blimp on the outside. It's not an official set. Mm-hmm. Anyways, let's cut over to Del Boca Vista. Same condo community from before, but I guess it got some sort of renovation or whatnot. We're in the fitness room. Morty is giving Jerry a tour.
This is Del Boca Vista's new physical fitness room. They got medicine balls. You can bike ride anything you want.
Stairmaster?
What?
Nothing.
See what I'm wearing?
Oh, did you get that out of my bag?
No, your mother found it. Son, this is the most wonderful and thoughtful thing you've ever done for me.
I bought you a Cadillac. Twice.
Oh, here he is. This is the man I wanted you to see. Izzy Mandelbaum. He's 80 years old, but strong as an ox. Watch this. See that? You couldn't do that.
I could. I choose not to.
Hey, Morty. Who's this?
This is my son Jerry from New York. He thinks he can lift more than Izzy.
I didn't say that.
Hey, Izzy. This kid says he can lift more than you can.
You're pretty funny, Morty. You should be a comedian.
Actually, I am a comedian.
That's not so funny.
You think you're better than me, huh?
Izzy used to work out with Charles Atlas in the 50s.
1850s?
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Mandelbaum,
Come on. Pump it.
All right.
Wrong attitude. You're not bringing that trash into my house.
There. All right.
Step aside, string bean. I'll show you. I'm gonna take it up a notch. My back.
Somebody, call an ambulance.
There's already an ambulance here for Mrs. Glickman. There's room for one more.
So here's the highlight of the episode. This is what makes this a great episode this week is the guest star Lloyd Bridges as Izzy Mandelbaum. Mm-hmm. Most people will know him from Airplane as well as the Hot Shots Part 1 and 2 movies. He will also come back to reprise his role in The Blood.
Right, yeah. He was 84 when he filmed these scenes, which is pretty incredible. I think that's... I mean, he's up there with like Sid Fields or Bill Irwin and whatnot. But on a sad note, he died, I think, just a year after this was filmed.
Okay.
So he filmed this episode, The Blood, in season 9, and I guess depending on the release date of another spoof movie, Mafia, it's debatable, but this is one of his final roles, which is, I don't know, I find that kind of special, as a Seinfeld fan. But
how lucky we were to get him before he passed on, and only a handful of scenes, and yet they're so memorable. He has so many quotable lines and just everything. There's even a bit of physical humor that he does. It's great.
Yeah. I think he's probably one of the most popular guest stars or side characters. Whenever like a Mandelbaum quote comes up at trivia or, a team will call themselves Mandelbaum, it always gets a huge laugh. He's really, I think, beloved. But I got to say something that's going to piss off a lot of listeners.
Oh, here we go. Turn off Matt's mic, please.
I hate the entire Bridges family now. Love Lloyd Bridges, and, I think he's great. But this character never really stuck with me the way it has, I think, a lot of fans.
Really?
I'd kind of put him up there with the Soup Nazi, where I won't deny how popular it is, but it never really struck me as being all that funny.
Really?
Yeah, especially the whole like go time and just everyone throwing their back out, scene after scene.
Oh, I think that's great. And you don't like that the fact that the son is the same age as the dad, and then there happens to be a senior. all these guys appear to be in their 70s and 80s.
Sure, I like little things like that, but just the whole premise of the Mandelbaum character, just every scene saying you think you're better than me, and just getting the same joke over and over. It almost seems like the character Jerry is just as annoyed as I am by the time we get to the end. But
all right, I'll allow it, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. I always liked this character, so I like him.
So this is out of all the old men on Seinfeld, this is the one you prefer.
Oh no, Frank Costanza's number 1. Morty would be a close number 2, and then I'll probably. So you know what? Maybe Lloyd will be number 4 after Jack Klompus.
Oh wow. But
then you got Uncle Leo. I mean, there's so many great old guy actors in this show.
Except for one. I'm trying to get to the whole old man business. But you forgot all about that episode, I guess.
I like to block it out.
What are some of your favorite lines from that clip?
First of all, I like how this clip starts off with Jerry teasing his dad. Morty's going on and on about how the gym has every fitness gadget you could think of. So Jerry quickly inserts Stairmaster, and Morty's thrown off guard. What? Nothing.
Is the joke there that the Stairmaster is just too advanced or too modern? Or
I think it was a modern fitness gadget, and you have Morty going on, and Jerry kind of pokes a little fun at him for being so into this, what looks like an antiquated fitness room. Also,
the idea maybe of the elderly having maybe trouble walking upstairs. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But see, how can you not love Izzy? Your kid's pretty funny, Morty. You should be a comedian.
Actually, I am a comedian.
That's not so funny.
Well, hang on a second. I don't want this to come off like I hate the Izzy character.
Oh, I'm attacking you.
It's a waste. I'm just saying I'm not in love with him as much as I think most of our listeners are. And
the whole pinheads, we're not educated enough to.
This is great. I feel like Elaine now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that I think it's again with the Soup Nazi. I keep going to that where it's been quoted so much, and I don't really know how funny it was to begin with. But the little side things like you're not bringing that trash into my house. I love that.
Oh,
stuff.
I love that too.
But Vinny, you did quote a character that we should mention, this guy Sid, who I think will appear in future Del Boca episodes. He has that raspy voice.
Yep. He has one, hey, Morty. He's, he'll come back in The Wizard.
Okay. It told me to leave, what is it, $5 on a tip for a BLT.
I'm ruined. Sid, or Sid Luckman, as he's attributed in IMDb, so he has a last name, is played by actor Edgar Small, and he passed away in 2006. But he will come back in The Wizard episode.
Sorry, I kind of interrupted our discussion there, but I do like
Come on, pump it.
I do like the idea of, Izzy throwing at his back, and Morty just being totally unfazed, like, oh, there's already an ambulance here for Mrs. Glickman.
Oh, of course. That happens a couple times in this episode where Morty is just so nonchalant about things where normally you'd get excited about.
Mm-hmm. And also a joke that we'll return to in The Wizard as well with, Mr. What is it? Arthur Bergerman. Like, he won't be needing one of these where he's going.
Yeah.
I don't know, just all these people dying or needing an ambulance at a moment's notice. Anyhow. Well, more to come. Let's move back to the Paragon. Elaine has stopped by to see sack lunch when she runs into her friends again, who are, wiping their eyes from seeing the English patient a second time. And not only that, Blaine is with them, which is a bit awkward since he told Elaine he was busy.
To tell you the truth, Elaine, I don't know if I can be with someone who doesn't like the English patient.
Well, it's just a stupid movie.
That's what I'm talking about. Enjoy sack lunch. I love that, he's obviously met with Carol and he's discussing his relationship with Elaine, how they're having these problems. So much so that that's what I'm talking about. You hear the way she's talking? I love that.
Probably one of the shortest Elaine relationships. I mean, Blaine was only in 2 scenes, really.
Well, not if you count the second time that Elaine and Putty got back together and they broke up and got back together playing. That's another one.
And, maybe this is, the end of Elaine's friendship with Carol and the girls because we never see them again.
Perhaps, yeah.
We never get any resolution, so this could be it. In a weird way, Elaine's free. She's kind of happy, I assume, but...
she'll never really be happy.
Right. Anyways, let's cut back to the Seinfeld's condo. Helen is laying into Jerry, for what happened to Izzy Mandelbaum, throwing out his back.
He egged me on.
Oh, you should be more mature.
He's 80.
So Morty settles, this argument. Jerry and I will visit Izzy and apologize tomorrow. And it's hard to sell on the podcast, but I love that reveal when Morty interrupts and that shirt is like painted on.
Yes. Such a great visual.
Yeah, he's wearing the #1 dad shirt. It's a medium. And we all know Barney Martin's physique, right? He's got a little pudge.
Yeah, little pudge. But wait, Helen is berating him. You're not sleeping in that shirt. It's too tight. What is Morty's response?
Oh, what is it?
This shirt will never leave my body.
Oh, boy.
I think that's a really sweet trait that he's so pleased that Jerry thinks of him as the #1 dad. He takes pride in that shirt. And
it obviously means more to him from earlier. It means more than the Cadillac, which Jerry bought for him twice. All right, well, the Seinfelds head to bed.
All right, 7:30. Got the place to myself.
When there's a knock at the door, and Jerry answers it to find 3 guys. And Jerry just assumes, oh, you guys got the cigars?
What cigars?
Kramer said I was supposed to bring back some Cubans.
We are the Cubans.
Yeah, it turns out Jerry is supposed to bring back 3 Cubans to New York. Don't know how that's going to work out. And, sometime later when the Cubans are asleep, Jerry calls his apartment to get a hold of Kramer. What's the scene like over there?
Kramer's chopping up some vegetables, and he's got some pots going. He's boiling some water, and he's not wearing a shirt.
Yeah, hello, Jerry's place.
They're real Cubans? They're human beings from Cuba?
I said Cubans. What did you think I meant?
Cigars?
Jerry, Cuban cigars are illegal in this country. That's why I got these guys.
You're making your own cigars now?
Yeah, I got investors all lined up.
Hold on a second. Hi, Dad.
Who are they?
They're Cuban cigar rollers.
Don't tell your mother.
What is that bubbling sound? Are you making your tomato sauce?
Yeah, hot and spicy.
You're not wearing a shirt, are you?
Yes, I am.
What color is it?
Damn it.
This, for some reason, is a very memorable scene. The friendship that Kramer and Jerry have it goes so far back that Jerry can sense when Kramer's not wearing his shirt in his apartment. I just think that's a nice little touch the writers added.
Yeah. Instead of an apron, just take off your shirt.
And little PSA, don't ever cook bacon without a shirt on, because it will burn you.
And what kind of tomato sauce is it, Vinny?
Hot and spicy.
So that's one of my, favorite trivia questions. And then I like to follow it up with, what did Jerry say about Elaine and John Germain's relationship?
Hot and heavy.
There you go. Hot and spicy, hot and heavy.
Nice.
Just talking about the Seinfeld's condo here while, Jerry is on the phone with Kramer. Did you notice where the Cuban guys are sleeping?
They're on a fold-out, right?
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of a missed opportunity maybe for the Cubans to have, sore backs at the end.
Well, there's going to be a deleted line that has a semi-reference to that.
Oh, really?
So stay tuned.
Okay.
We are introduced to the only Cuban that has a speaking role, and Guillermo is played by Marco Rodriguez, and he was in Nightcrawler, $1 Million Baby, as well as The Crow.
Very cool. Anyway, let's cut over to Danielle's apartment in the hallway here. Looks like Danielle is really into George. He asked her for Neil's number, so what does she do? Took him out to dinner. And as they stand outside her apartment, she invites him in. They can grab breakfast in the morning.
Does Neil like to eat a big breakfast?
Why don't you come in? We'll talk about it.
I really should get going. I want to be home in case Neil calls.
And when Danielle leans in for that kiss...
I'll see you.
Yeah. It's funny. This is just so out of character for George to turn down a gorgeous woman like this, but it does fit with the character, too, that he would obsess over something as pointless as what this guy actually looks like.
Yeah, it's a shame because he's always getting shat on and losing out, whether it's job, relationships, family, and yet he has a beautiful woman who's interested in him, bought him dinner, he's saving money, and yet all he can care about is how he can get this girl. So.
Mm-hmm. Let's cut over to Monk's. Elaine is at the counter venting to the waitress about how much she hates the English patient and, how her boyfriend broke up with her and her friends won't talk to her.
What was good about it? Those sex scenes? I mean, please, give me something I can use.
And of course, the waitress liked it and so bothered by Elaine's opinion, she walks away without serving her pie.
Sex in a tub, that doesn't work.
Now, this is a reach, but can you go back to another episode that talked about sex in a tub?
Oh, the robbery. Sex strictly prohibited. If you're going to do it, though, do it in the tub.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes. So this is when Jerry was going out of town. Elaine looks after his place. There's a robbery, whatnot. Got me wondering, maybe in that episode, Elaine had, a gentleman caller. They actually had sex in the tub, and that's when she realized, this doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of, maybe?
I'll allow it.
Okay. Or...
okay, Larry.
Or, what about with Billy? My sideburns, I'll shave him. She talks to him about, did you clean your tub?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they tried it then in his tub, but...
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And if you want to keep going on the tub subject, she broke up with a guy because his tub was so dirty. Remember, condos were going in the tub for $200,000?
That's right.
You would not believe his tub.
All right, let's cut over to Izzy's condo. Izzy is asleep in bed when Jerry and Morty arrive.
This is quite a condo.
The Mandelbaums own the Magic Pan restaurants.
The crepe place?
Yeah, this is all big crepe money.
There's crepe money?
What are you doing here?
Oh, Mr. Mandelbaum, I just wanted to come by and tell you how sorry I was that you hurt yourself.
What the hell is that? What? That shirt. You think that you are the #1 dad?
This was a gift from my son.
Oh, I see how it works now. He knocks me out of commission so you can strut around in your fancy #1 shirt. And I'll show you who's #1.
Mr. Mandelbaum, please.
It's go time. My back, I can't move.
Call an ambulance.
I think I saw one a couple doors down.
So there you go, another ambulance reference. 2 for 3 this episode.
I don't know how you cannot love Izzy with the, I see how it works. That breathy voice.
Again, though, I'm sorry. I just want to clarify. It's not that I hate the character.
Oh, I know.
It's the Mandelbaum. It's go time.
Just like No Soup for You. I get it.
Yeah.
Like There's a scene in Curb when, remember Bert Bondy, Larry bumps into him at the dentist's office, and Bert's like, well, if I see the dentist, I'll tell him you said hi. And Larry's like, you don't need to bother. It's an antiquated thing. Don't worry about it. And the other guy's like, oh, I see what you're doing. Very next level. I'll get there. I feel like you're next level, and we're trying to get there.
I don't know. I just feel like I complain about stupid stuff.
No, I like to poke fun at you for it.
Okay.
But I love Izzy's breathy delivery and him being accusatory of Jerry trying to take him out of commission. There was deleted dialogue here that was cut where Izzy said he forgot to warm up prior to picking up the bar. And Jerry said, my back is sore too. I was sharing a sofa bed with 3 Cubans. So there's the reference in which Jerry would have alluded to him sleeping with the Cubans. And then there's the sofa bed mention.
We also get a mention of the Magic Pan crepe restaurants, which, I always assumed was a Seinfeld creation, but there is a real restaurant chain called the Magic Pan.
I did not know that either.
And I actually found out through a listener, I'm sorry, your name's escaping me, but they posted a photo at an airport, and sure enough, there's a Magic Pan crepe restaurant. And I'm like, oh my God.
Put it on the list.
Real thing. I do love, before Izzy wakes up, where Morty says, yeah, this is all big crepe money. There's crepe money? Oh, boy. Well, we get an act break, and when we come back, we're in Jerry's apartment. He's made it home, and he hears all about George's bizarre obsession with this Neil guy and, how he could get a girl like Danielle.
George, you've got Danielle. Forget about Neil. You've out-Neiled him.
And this gives George the perspective he's needed all along. George is Neil, and he's going to go see Danielle. There's a new Neil in town.
I try to take a vacation. I come back. The whole operation's in shambles.
And the phone rings. It's Jerry's parents. Morty's still wearing the number 1 dad shirt.
Number 1 here.
He's added suspenders, though, this time.
Nice. That's a good look. That'd be a good, if there was a sign con, that'd be a good costume to go as.
Jerry's parents want to make sure that he goes to see Izzy at the back specialist in New York. I wonder if this is the same back guy that Morty saw. Remember?
Dr. Is it Denbrow?
Yeah, his son happens to live in your building. But Morty gets a little snippy with Helen, and she says, oh, the shirt is going straight to his head.
Number 1, signing off.
It's not quite the same with the Costanzas, but I love the Seinfeld bickering. It's great.
Yeah, it's a different style of bickering. There's no animosity behind it like I would like with the Costanzas. So here's one for you. At one point, Helen was scripted to say, Jerry, why didn't you call? Did something happen on the plane? And Jerry replied, yeah, it was hijacked, but we still got in on time.
Oh, wow.
So that would have probably set up for like a callback for the last scene of the episode.
Yeah, it does kind of come out of nowhere at the end.
And just in this post 9/11 world, it kind of, anytime you hear a joke referencing a plane being hijacked, you can't help but it's like an uneasy feeling when you hear that. So rewatching the episode, I'm glad it was cut.
Yeah, it's weird. Have there been like any jokes like this about hijacking planes in the past 16 years?
I can't recall.
Yeah, I can't either. But anyways, Kramer enters in a panic.
What's going on? How did they do that? This voice.
I just picked up the Cubans at the bus station. What's going on? What? They're not real Cubans. They're Dominicans.
So?
So, Jerry, if my investors don't get Cubans, the whole deal's off.
What's the difference?
Jerry, once you've had real Cubans, there's just nothing else like it.
We're talking about people, right?
Yes. The quality, the texture, the intoxicating aroma. These guys don't have it.
I thought they smelled pretty nice.
Jerry, your palate's unrefined.
Is not.
Is too.
Is not.
Is too.
I'm not having this conversation.
I too.
Am not.
I too.
Am not.
This scene got me to kind of realize that this episode feels like all the scenes are very cute. I don't really have that much to add to them, and there's not a lot of substance. There's just really kind of superficial jokes.
I feel the exact same way, man.
Which isn't a bad thing, but it's just like, old seasons, they're discussing something, whether it's relationships or, why is this like this? Why is this social convention this way? But now it's, we got is not, is to, is not. I don't know. It just, this scene kind of made me realize that.
Yeah, man, there feels to be a lot of fluff this week, which I guess isn't a horrible thing. I prefer there to be more substance in my Seinfeld episodes. But anywho, let's cut over to Peterman's office. Elaine and Dugan are wrapping up after a meeting with Peterman when the boss man starts talking about the English Patient and how much he loved it.
Oh yes, it was so romantic. It ravished me.
That's a line that I need to use next time we see a movie when we walk out. It ravished me. Anyways, when Peterman asks Elaine what she thought of it, she lies and says, I haven't seen it yet. So she couldn't say whether she liked it or whether it really sucked. And Peterman is shocked she hasn't seen it. So drop everything. We're going right now. Which, I don't know, it kind of seems fun, right? The boss man taking you out to a movie, but if you've already seen it once, it's like, oh boy.
And you hated it. Oof.
And I didn't say this earlier. The best part about watching it at home is it is a long movie, and it's kind of slow out the gate. And if I were in a theater and I wasn't connecting with it, it would have been a long,
long.
I think it's about 160 minutes. So.
Oof. Yeah, that's a lot of yearning. Mm-hmm. Have you ever fallen asleep in a movie theater?
Oh yeah, all the time.
All the time?
Yeah, definitely.
What movie?
So I saw Transformers the last night, and I went to the AMC on the East Side, and they've got these reclining seats that just don't go back. They go back all the way. Like you're pretty much lying down. Mm-hmm. And 10 minutes into the movie, I just fell asleep.
Yep. Kelly, on our first movie date, I took her to one of those fancy theaters where they bring you food and they have the recliners and you get blankets. She fell asleep.
Yeah. It's too comfortable. Yeah. But I want to say it was partly the chair, but also it was a Transformers movie. So.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, we got the return of Dugan here, one of our favorites.
Oh, love Dugan.
Yeah. Good to see him again. It seems like every episode he's got a line he can just sort of, I don't know, go to town with. It ravished me. Or,
yeah, you're right.
You and your deranged protege.
Exactly. Oh, washcloth.
All right, let's cut over to the hospital here. Jerry gets Izzy settled in a room to meet with a back specialist.
Again, Mr. Mandelbaum, this back specialist is supposed to be the best, so if there's anything else I can do, please don't hesitate to try and find my number.
Oh, wait. How about that, huh? The world's greatest dad. My son made it for me.
That's very nice.
The best in the world, which means I'm better than just number one.
Well, I don't know how official any of these rankings really are.
Hi, son.
Hi, Daddy.
This is your son?
I got married in high school.
Hey, who are you?
This is Seinfeld's kid.
Or you think you're tough picking on an old man? Maybe you'd like to try taking on somebody your own age.
You got any kids?
Or you think you're better than me? Go ahead, pick out anything in the room here. I'll lift it up over my head.
Look, no one is lifting anything.
The television.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time. Go! My back!
Call an ambulance.
We're already in a hospital.
So, do you like this? The whole here we go again.
I do. It was fun for me. Hey, I'm just a fan. I really like this actor who plays Izzy Jr. And this bit that all the Mandelbaums appear to be the same age.
Right.
So speaking of which, we're introduced to Izzy Jr. He's played by Gene Donarski, who is in General Hospital, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, All the President's Men. He will also return in The Blood. And he's got a very unique delivery. He sounds like, I don't know if he's like a Chicagoan or something, but You think you're better than him? Something like that. And Jerry's so quick with the comebacks when this guy gets in his face.
We haven't really tracked that. Like, he used to work out with Charles Atlas in the 50s.
1850s? Or you got any kids?
Yeah. Going back to the top of the clip, I love the beginning where Jerry, I mean, he's really fed up with his whole family. He hasn't even met the son yet. And he's like, all right, this back specialist is supposed to be the best. So if there's anything else I can do, please don't hesitate to try to find my number.
Yeah, that was good. Under his breath.
Yes. And of course, we get we don't have the visual, but the world's greatest dad t-shirt, which does not compare to number one, but it's white. I don't really know what the font is, but it definitely looks like one of those cheap, shirts you get made for a couple of bucks.
Yeah. But according to Izzy, it's better than number one.
Of course. Where do you fall in on that?
I don't know. Number one will always be
number one.
Number one.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we don't really know how official any of these rankings really are. So. All right, well, let's cut over to our next scene. Kramer is meeting with his, I don't know, this guy's sort of been kept in the dark. Some contact Kramer has in New York. Investor, yes. That's going to help him produce Cuban cigars to sell illegally in New York.
All right, partner, let's get down to business.
Okay, well, I'll get the Cubans. Yeah, they're right out here. Here they are. They're Cubans. Real Cubans.
You wouldn't be trying to sell old Earl Hafler Dominicans in a Cuban wrapper now, would you?
Oh, come on. Look at these boys. If they're any more Cuban, Castro would have smoked them himself.
We're talking about people, right?
I think so.
I thought he quit smoking cigars.
Well, yeah, but they also rolled for his brother, Dennis.
Dennis Castro.
Dwayne.
Get the hell out of my office.
What?
Well, what in tarnation? It's Earl Hafler. So we have the return of O'Neill Compton as Earl Hafler, who we saw last year in the Diplomats Club. Very memorable single-shot character at the time.
Yeah, I'm glad they found a way to bring him back.
I'm kind of surprised he is back because him and Kramer were betting on arrivals and departures at the airport, and Earl Hafler accused Kramer of cheating. Nobody hustles Earl Hafler.
Yeah, and you wonder how Kramer got his contact info, because he kind of just storms out like, see you later, Cosmo.
Exactly.
Howdy, man.
What? He did what back then, too? There was an alternate opening to this scene in which Kramer gave Earl a number one dad shirt.
Oh.
And Earl, yeah, which would have been kind of cool, right? And Earl replies, number one dad. You know something I don't? Meaning...
Oh, we got it.
Okay. You want me to break it down for you? And there was going to be a callback to the Diplomats Club episode after Earl says, you wouldn't be trying to sell old Earl Hafler Dominicans in a Cuban wrapper now, would you? Kramer asks Earl, how long have we known each other? Earl replies, we once met in an airport and you cheated me.
There you go. Would have been mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I like Kramer lying through his teeth about Dennis Castro.
Dennis Castro.
Dwayne.
Get the hell out of my office. And that last line is the best. What?
Hey, that's pretty good.
I thank you.
Very good.
And I'm good with shrill voices and like raspy old men. Those are my two go-tos.
And spoiling yourself.
I think I just spoiled myself right now. All right, let's cut over to Monks. Danielle officially broke things off with Neil, and now she's with George, fully committed. However, Neil called the other night and wants to get together for coffee. So
Nobody
George
wants to get together.
Yeah. So George one-ups Neil by telling Danielle, move in with me.
Wow, so would this be the second girl that George was going to have move in with him? Or no, actually the third.
Ooh, third. The third?
Yes. So you got Susan. That's an obvious one.
Yeah. Who else has moved in with George?
Actually, no.
Are you counting Frank?
Well, now I am, because I think I screwed up my own bit. I was thinking of Bonnie, because she asked Scott to move out, but...
Oh, yeah.
No, they didn't move in together.
Yeah, not really.
All right, sorry.
Forgot the whole thing.
I'm off with my trivia this week. This scene here, though, lots of cuts at the beginning and ending of the scene. George was constantly trying to one-up Neil. There was an instance where Danielle mentioned that Neil is a big eater, and George bragged, saying he once ate 33 silver dollar pancakes. So George pulls the waitress aside and says, "Start me out with 50 and keep them coming."
Yeah, it's interesting how these George scenes seem to be cut back quite a bit. You know, they're very short, very simple. Almost like he doesn't have that much to do this week. You know, it's really just a waiting game until we actually meet Neil at the end.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's cut over to the Guild on 50th. Packed theater. Peterman sitting there with his popcorn, wiping away tears, while Elaine is just sort of fidgeting and, you know, leaning back in her seat, trying to catch some Raisinets or Milk Duds in her mouth. I thought this would be a great moment to have Juji Fruit, you know, factor in.
That would have been cool, but they'd have to be, you know, so many in her mouth that she wouldn't be able to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you notice that she throws one up, she misses it, it falls behind her, she picks it up off the floor and then proceeds to eat it?
Oh, I didn't notice that part. No.
Are you eating the Milk Dud that fell on the floor? Or isn't it?
The Guild on 50th. That we get an establishing shot for. We've seen this in another episode. I believe this is where Kramer, Jerry, and Brody saw Death Blow.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. Or Death Boy.
Go get a Death Boy.
All right, let's cut over to Monks. George is stressing over this whole Neil competition. He's got to stay one step ahead or he'll lose Danielle. Ooh, what if it's Neil Armstrong?
I'm going to Mars.
What if it's Neil Diamond?
Oh, shut up, Jerry. Just shut up.
So
George has the Pepto in hand too.
Oh yeah, he's really. It's a. Can you think of another scene with Pepto?
The phone message.
Oh, maybe. I was thinking when Kramer is working at Brant Leland, he like takes a swig on the street with Elaine.
Yes, he's chugging it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was thinking when George is like 3 days she hasn't called.
Oh yeah,
right. And then I think he swigs some Pepto there.
We need to create some sort of archive where you can just Google like Pepto and boom, all the mentions on Seinfeld.
Boom.
All right.
I keep saying it.
Well, Jerry has to go visit Izzy and Izzy Jr. in the hospital now. Thinks they might be the same age. Well, Kramer enters and seems a little nervous when he sits down with Jerry and George. The three Dominicans are in the back booth having an intense discussion.
Hey, Jerry.
You cold? Something wrong with your chest? Where?
No, don't look. Over there. The Dominicans.
Aren't they supposed to be rolling cigars?
Well, it didn't quite work out, and now I've got nothing for them to do.
So?
So I taught them all about Cuba, and they really took to it. You know, Marxism, the workers' revolution, the clothing.
Boy, they seem pretty angry about something.
Yeah, I'm a little worried. When there's no work and the people get restless, who do you think they come after? The presidente.
I forgot to mention earlier in the Earl Hafler scene how great Michael is at speaking fake gibberish in another language.
Mm-hmm.
He's done it before with Italian, when he answers the phone after getting kicked in the head. He's done it when he speaks Swedish to
Orty-dorty-doo.
Exactly, orty-dorty. And now he does it speaking Spanish. And he's so good at it. You know it's fake, but it also feels believable, and he does it with such confidence. But here again is great just mouth manipulation with the...
Oh, I love that.
El presidente.
Yes. You know what my favorite line, though, is in the scene, or delivery? It's when he's like, no, don't look over there. The Dominicans. I love that. How he stretches that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Dominicans are getting pretty upset with their situation, you know, stuck in New York, no work, what are they going to do? So, you know, more to come on that. Let's cut over to the hospital. Jerry visits father and son in their respective hospital beds, unaware that the TV was apparently bolted to the table from earlier. So
that's great.
That's why Izzy Jr. had trouble. And, these guys, they just won't let this go. They scoff at Jerry for thinking he's better than Izzy. So Jerry just puts it out there. He's fed up. For the record, I think you're both better than me, okay? And right on cue, an older Mandelbaum arrives with open arms saying, "My boys!
My dad!
My grandpa!"
Oh, come on!
So yeah, this is Izzy Sr., and when he finds out that they couldn't lift the TV, he takes it as a challenge. It's go time.
That TV?
And as he tries to lift, he winds up in a third hospital bed.
Why didn't anyone tell me it was bolted down?
I know that's one of your favorite quotes.
It's so sweet. I love that guy. Izzy Sr. is played by Earl Schumann, or is it Schumann?
Schumann.
He actually passed away last year, 2016. He was 100 years old, so living up to his character that he plays.
I think we talked about him at the top of an episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think, what's crazy? He's younger than Lloyd Bridges in this scene.
Wow. That's crazy.
I think Lloyd was born in 1913.
Okay.
So
there you go.
Yeah.
Earl Schumann was also in Dodgeball, Mr. Deeds, and he appeared in a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, The Blind Date.
Can you remind me what the scene was? Or?
It was the scene when Larry's going door to door and he's trying to find somebody who will let him use their bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And, Earl Schumann opens the door and Larry asks and he just shuts it in his face.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Out of the three Mandelbaums, Lloyd Bridges just has to be at the top. But I think I prefer Izzy Sr. over Izzy Jr.
Same.
Yeah. But Jerry finds out that the Magic Pan restaurant is going to lose money, a lot of money, since all the crepes have to be hand-rolled by a Mandelbaum.
Izzy calls them crepes.
Oh, yeah, no one's going to be there to roll the crepes.
Yeah.
Since all the Mandelbaums are in the hospital, Jerry comes up with an idea. The Dominicans. And before Jerry can leave, Izzy Sr. complains, "I can't see the TV." So what does Jerry do? He just picks it up like it was nothing and sets it down at the end of his bed.
You think you're better than us, don't you? Maybe they're somehow related to the poor, uneducated doorman.
Yeah, that's, something we have not brought up yet is how similar the Mandelbaums are to Larry Miller's character.
Both have chips on their shoulders.
Yeah. And they all seem pretty insecure, like, oh, this guy thinks he's better than us.
You know what they should have done, Matt? They should have brought Larry Miller back, sprayed gray in his hair, and he comes in saying, "My great-grandpa." And there's your fourth generation of Mandelbaum. Thus, we would have learned that the doorman character was a Mandelbaum all along.
Right.
The stuff writes itself.
I think you're onto something.
Thank you.
All right, let's get back to the Guild on 50th. Before we, get into this scene here, this is where Elaine just loses it and just announces to the entire theater how much she hates the movie. There was actually a deleted scene. Did you get to watch this?
I didn't watch it, but I read about it.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Well, the deleted scene isn't all that interesting. It just establishes that Elaine and Peterman actually go see the English Patient twice. So we saw it the first time where Elaine was throwing the candy in the air. This scene here is the second viewing. Hence why Elaine is going just so crazy and she just explodes, with anger. So
yeah, it makes much more sense because that means she would have had to sit through it a third time, which is why she just cannot take it anymore. That's 6 hours of her life she's wasted now.
So the deleted scene is them, sitting in the theater. It's empty. Peterman is just watching the credits and he says, "Let's go see it again." So, and also, the people, the movie patrons sitting around Peterman and Elaine are different from scene to scene.
Very good.
Hence
close attention to detail.
Yeah, 2 different screenings. But on their third viewing now, Peterman is just enchanted. What does he ask Elaine to do?
I hope you're watching the clothes because I can't take my eyes off the passion.
And Elaine is at her breaking point and starts screaming at the screen for the main character to stop telling his stupid story about the stupid desert and just die already. Die!
I hate it!
Shh.
Oh, go to hell.
And Peterman seems pretty calm and says, "Oh, Elaine, why didn't you just tell me you hated the movie in the first place? You're fired."
Great. I'll wait for you outside.
So the second time Elaine has been fired by Peterman.
And third overall?
I think so. She first got fired by Mr. Pitt.
You're fired, Elaine.
But do you remember the first Peterman firing?
Poppy seeds.
Poppy. And like the Poppy, scene, she always finds a way to get her job back. As we'll see in this next scene at the Magic Pan restaurant, Jerry and Elaine are out to eat. Turns out Elaine managed to save her job if she agreed to go and visit the Tunisian desert where they filmed The English Patient so she can get some inspiration. Which I guess doesn't sound so bad.
I have to live in a cave.
Oh. And Kramer sits down with Jerry and Elaine, and he's really happy that his Dominican friends got some jobs rolling crepes. And sure enough, standing right behind the gang is, Guillermo and his two buddies, and they've got their chef's hats on, and they're making their crepes. And we get probably my two favorite lines in the entire episode.
Look at that. Looks like they're rolling a double Corona. Just a cigar made out of Bisquick, huh, Guillermo?
I love that.
And he gives him like a little pat on the shoulder.
It's so sweet, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cigar made out of Bisquick. I love the Guillermo. It's just, there's so much like love and friendship between these two. I get that vibe at least.
Yeah, same.
Anyways, at another table, Danielle sits with Neil and tells him, "Hey, it's over. I want to be with George." And, we are seeing...
Mm-hmm. Let's just enjoy our blueberry crepes, okay?
Very, very important. We do see Neil Heel. We do
Neil Heel? We see Neil Heel, Matt?
We do see Neil here, but it's just the back of his head, right? But he's got the same, horseshoe pattern. And as most of the customers dig their forks into the crepes, the hot contents just spray in their face with so much force, almost violently. Scalding them.
I'll take a crepe here. Boiling hot.
Yeah, it turns out the Dominicans are rolling them too tight. That's why you got to get real Cubans. It's pretty wacky, but I just love that special effect of the the hot syrup just right in the face. Thought it'd be interesting to note that, the Tunisian desert, not only did they film The English Patient there, but Monty Python's Life of Brian was filmed there, as well as Star Wars, the original. That's Tatooine.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's get over to the hospital, a different hospital. Neil is in a bed. His face is wrapped in bandages and gauze. We still can't see what he looks like when George arrives.
Danielle, where's Neil? Is this him?
Yeah, that blueberry crepe burned him pretty badly.
Whose cane is this?
It's Neil's.
I know it. So, we meet at last. I admire your skills, Mr. Peanut. Well, Danielle, we should get going. I got a key made for you.
George, I can't move in with you.
What?
I'm sorry, but I'm taking Neil to a clinic in England.
No, you can't leave me. Marry me. I'll burn myself. I'll burn my parents.
Sorry, George.
George. I win.
I love that moment where George just reaches in and pulls that IV drip down. Oh, such a great little capper.
That capper happened to be improvised by one Jason Alexander.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So good on you.
Yeah.
J.A.
Mm-hmm. Little final act of revenge, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So we finally get to see the eyes of Neil. He's completely wrapped in a bandage, but the eyes are still visible, and his mouth is able, he's able to speak. But he has to rub it in George's face one last time. However, George Louis Costanza gets the last laugh.
Yes. Now, did you get that this was sort of a parody of The English Patient?
I haven't seen The English Patient, but Danielle uttered the line, we're going to take him to this hospital in England. So I'm like, oh, Neil is the titular character. He is the English patient.
I mean, that's like a forced way to be like, he's going to be an English patient, I guess. Mm-hmm. But, or he'd be the American patient. But
he's in England, so.
The character that Ralph Fiennes plays, he's like horribly burned at the start of the movie.
Oh,
and
okay.
It's, told in flashbacks. Like he's basically dying. His entire body is burned. And there's no line. There's no there's no line like, I win, but just pretty much the whole gauze, a burned victim in the hospital is sort of the parody here.
So who pulls out the IV drip in the real English patient?
Oh, that would be Juliette Binoche. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I do love some of these lines here. I mean, they're so stupid, but George, when he finally comes in, he's like, a cane. I knew it. We meet at last. I admire your skills, Mr. Peanut. Mm-hmm. That's the right amount of. That's the right amount of stupidity for me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You were about to do. Anybody want a peanut?
I want a peanut.
And there's something about George's. I don't know. He's so frantic when Danielle says, "I'm going back to Neil." He's like, "I'll burn myself. I'll burn my parents."
We'll do whatever. Now he finally gets it that he had Danielle, and now he's losing her back to Neil.
Mm-hmm.
To Neil! So let's talk about Neil. Jeffrey Kurt Miller plays Neil, and we've mentioned him before in previous episodes. He played the man in Lift in The Kiss Hello. He played the event guard in The Hot Tub, during Jean Paul's race. And he is credited as being a stand-in for Jason Alexander in the Muffin Tops Merv Griffin Show, Betrayal, and Dealership.
Yes. I think he's also the delivery guy. He doesn't have any lines, but he delivers some food to Elaine and Kurt.
Right on.
The man from the future. I thought for years, and I mentioned this a few episodes ago, I always thought that Neil was played by the actor who played Gene. Yeah,
same.
I just always thought that was him for some reason.
I mean, he could have.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's cut over to the final scene of the episode over the credits. Elaine is on a flight to Tunisia when a flight attendant announces the feature presentation. And Elaine just prepares for the worst. The comedy hit Sack Lunch, starring Dabby Coleman.
All right. This is shaping up.
Yeah. I do love that we get... I mean, he was not on the poster, but I do like that we get like a real-life actor in this fake movie.
Who's Dabney Coleman?
Dabby Coleman was I always know him as the boss from 9 to 5. Do you remember that movie with Dolly Parton and Jane Fonda?
Keep going, mister. Who else?
Did you watch more recently Boardwalk Empire?
No.
Oh, boy. If you Google Dabby Coleman, I think you'll know exactly who he is.
I know his face or her face.
Yeah. I always think of him more as an actor from the 70s and 80s, but I believe he's still alive and still acts. So
he was in War Games, Tootsie, You Got Mail.
Do you recognize his face, though?
Not really. Before we move ahead, the voice over the PA, I don't know if it's a flight attendant. Who does that sound like?
I was stuck on it, too. I was hoping there'd be a credit, but...
There's no credit, unfortunately, but I suspect that it's Julia, and she's altering her voice in some way.
Well, I got to play the clip now.
You got to.
Ladies and gentlemen, just one moment, we'll be showing our feature presentation.
No.
The comedy hit Sack Lunch, starring Dabney Coleman.
Yeah, it's sort of in there. I don't know. It's
got like inflections in the voice that I hear, and I'm a fan, so I'm sticking to my guns. I'm saying that's Julia who did that voice.
I mean, I would just assume it's some like producer or something.
Of course, right.
But yeah, tough one. Your call.
Never know.
But before the film gets underway, the Dominicans are on the flight, sporting #1 dad shirts. Really tight, of course, and pull out some guns and announce they're going to be hijacking the plane to Cuba.
Everyone stay in your seats and shut that movie off.
Ah, nuts.
Nice.
while this credit sequence might seem insensitive, maybe over the past 15, 16 years, I do feel like in the 90s probably was a response to actual events. I felt like there were a lot of hijack movies or, hijack storylines and whatnot. So
was that movie with, I think that was post 9/11 too, the one with Liam Neeson where somebody's on a plane?
Oh, Taken? No, not Taken. Nonstop?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's a hijack story, but like I'm thinking of like Air Force One or Passenger 57 or
Snakes on a Plane.
Snakes on a Plane, yes. Very insensitive.
So, what do you think?
So, Matt, if I was a betting man, I'd say that you hated this episode.
Did not.
Did you?
Did not.
Did you?
I'm not having this conversation.
R2?
Am not.
R2?
Am not.
All right.
I didn't hate this episode, but I was really disappointed in it. It's definitely one of my least favorites of the season. Not a lot of substance. I don't mind Seinfeld episodes where, they all take place in one location or we get the same scene over and over. I just want there to be more, like meat in discussions or just topics. And I just felt like really we got the same joke over and over again, whether it was how much Elaine hates the English patient or, my whole deal with the Mandelbaums, Go Time, pulling their backs. George with Danielle. Really the only character with, I feel like, a variety of scenes was Kramer. How about you?
For me, the most enjoyable aspect of this episode was Izzy Mandelbaum and his family. So I like that we got a little bit of Morty and Helen, and I really enjoyed, him and Jerry going back and forth, and then his son and dad, getting into the mix. Mm-hmm. So that was the most enjoyable part for me. I like that we saw an appearance from Earl Hafler. He came back. We got Carol, Gail, and so we had some nice callbacks to previous episodes, which is always good. And a couple references in there. The whole English patient thing with Elaine, and the whole George with Neil thing, that was okay.
I like the premise, of hating something that everyone else loves, that frustration, or George's obsession with some guy over the woman.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's hilarious. But yeah, as it goes throughout the episode, it didn't really, live up to its promise for me, at least.
Yeah.
But I think you would probably list Izzy Mandelbaum, if it weren't for the blood, one of your favorite single shots, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. In fact, I'm getting an idea for I hope they have his rights to his likeness, but next year, Brooklyn Cyclones, an Izzy Mandelbaum bobblehead, and he's bent over on a barbell, and that head's bobbling. Yeah. It's go time.
You were mentioning Larry Miller coming in to play one of the Mandelbaums. Really they should have brought in Jeff Bridges or Beau Bridges, right? To, I don't know, be the twins or something like that.
Now you're off on a topic. All right, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week. Please feel free to send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, or leave us a voicemail at Coco Bosco.
Vinny, what episode do we have next week?
We are discussing the 18th episode of Season 8, The Gnat, and we'll be introduced to new characters such as Conrad Connier Con, as well as Hal Langerhans.
Kitzmiller.
That's right. But for now, I'm Vinny.
I'm Matt.
Number 1, signing off.
Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
Why didn't anybody tell me? It was bolted down.
I still thought you could do it.
Me too. Mandelbaum.
Fellas, look, I gotta go.